678, less than 1,000 views. He spent an hour on this podcast, but he wouldn't do Vlad TV. But Vlad TV was interviewing him over and over again on his come up. But once he gets to a certain level, well, he don't want to do Vlad TV anymore because Vlad TV's the feds now and whatever. I feel like that's lame.
Like, damn. It's I'm lame because I don't want to come with you. Boy, you're living too hot out here, boy. You need to clock in, clock in. Black Gotta just walked in. Team Black Gotta stand up, man. Yeah, we back with another video with G Herbo and Vlad. This ain't even no rap on rap type situation. This is the media with a rapper going at it. But what the hell going on? A little bit too hot out here. We need some milk. But I could admit, this is a situation that kind of been going on. I feel like Herbo never liked Vlad from the jump, man. And it's all stemmed from a comment that Herbo had made when he said he feel like all bloggers like Akademiks and Vlad should donate to the hoods that they talk about. Herbo said, Akademiks, Vlad, all you ninjas that made money off the culture and people dying and bloodshed and ish like that, go donate 20K to 50K to a non-profit organization that focus on just the betterment of kids. Now, on one hand, that sounds real deal smart. It sounds like something cool to do, for real, for real. I don't know if he's fully blaming Ak and them boys for what's going on in the culture, because as the culture, we kind of responsible for what happened in the culture, for real, for real. But I do really get what G Herbo saying. Even if y'all don't understand what he's saying, I get where he coming from. I don't think he's solely speaking on them, but I feel like he's trying to say, like, bruh, you know, y'all should play a part in helping this stuff too, because realistically, certain interviews and things of that nature could excite certain situations without even trying to, for real, for real. So I do get what Herbo's saying, but I don't know if I fully get it. But Akademiks and Vlad did do an interview where they responded to that.
All of us have done things that have unintentionally had negative effects.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's reporting on a certain story or whether it's doing a certain lyric and saying certain things. So at the end of the day, none of us could say, look, you know, I did nothing. I'm totally clean. You know, look, like the whole BTB Savage thing, I still feel bad about my role in that. I interviewed him. He told me about a home invasion and so forth. I didn't think he was going to do a picture next to a pool of blood, throwing off, you know, showing off his jewelry. But ultimately, that ended in the worst possible way. Like, those guys kept, you know.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That was crazy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That was crazy. How he did the interview, and I think bruh passed away like probably like 24 to 48 hours right after the interview dropped. Crazy work. I don't know if he could say that he responsible for what somebody come on there and say, but I do get what he mean by that. By probably feeling guilty, because like, you the reason the story really went viral.
You know, whoever he had beef with and whoever the friends of the dude that he killed in self-defense obviously kept getting madder and madder and madder and madder until they took it out in terms of his murder. Like, so instead of us just pointing the fingers at each other and say, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, why don't we actually come together and do something cool? You know, why don't we, like, how about this? Like, instead of saying you need to donate, how about we donate?
Yes.
How about all three of us donate? Like, we each throw in a certain amount of money and we all donate. Maybe we even do an event in Chicago.
I agree.
I don't agree. I don't think when G Herbo said he feels like folks should donate means that, oh, I'm telling y'all to donate because I don't want to donate or whatever. Like, I just don't be liking the vibe where people be like, oh, I'll do it if you do it, face ass. I feel like that's kind of the reason of him asking to even see if you would be willing to do it, period. Like, I think that's the reason he asked. I don't think he was really saying like, oh yeah, y'all need to do it. I think that was just like a way of trying to see would folks actually be willing to do it, not to hear, oh, I'll do it if you do it. How about let's get together and do it together for real? Moral of the story is, I don't think bro vibe with y'all, period. I think bro got his deep-rooted issue with them individuals, and I don't think it really got too much to do with anything other than the fact that he just don't like y'all ass.
You have ran into this issue so many times with rappers. Rappers don't take accountability. Like, for example, it's easy to say, you weren't from Chicago, so you doing this, you're worse. But they never say, well, my lyrics encouraged a young kid in Chicago who looked at me like I'm him, and when I said this is how I got down, he picked up a gun and may have went and did something. It's very hard to take accountability. And this is why I stopped having those conversations where I felt like I was damn near apologizing, because accountability only started and stopped with me. I was always down to say, hey, listen, I like, if I could do the War in Chirac again, I would do it better. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that.
You probably wouldn't call it that.
Yeah, right. Never have I ever heard a rapper saying, yeah, I wouldn't clown him for dying. I wouldn't make this song. I wouldn't, because again, for them, they use the scapegoat of, well, I grew up in that environment. That's my life. But oftentimes these are millionaires that have left Chicago.
Yeah.
Like Lil Durk was living in Atlanta.
Right.
He's living in Atlanta.
Yeah, Herbo lives in L.A.
Lil Durk was living in Atlanta, making songs about the death of someone who died downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
FBG Duck. Again, I love Lil Durk too. And the thing is, like,
Doug was still living in Chicago, though, which is something I tried to change during my interviews. And
See, like, Ak and Vlad real smart, but, like, y'all boys so damn old that y'all just be out of touch for real. Because, like, on one side, you guys say things that make complete sense, but then again, say something that it just sound outright stupid. Like, the fact that you said Dirk does no longer live in Chicago. He's in Atlanta making a song about somebody who lost their life in Chicago. Come on, man. Like, just because he, found a new location or whatever the case, don't take away his past. It don't take away where he grew up from. It doesn't take away the situations he was in that city or that hood. He still plays a big role. He could move to West Bamba. He could move to Africa. He's still going to be known in Chicago for real, and he can still speak on or, quote, represent whatever he feel like he's supposed to represent from his hood for real. For you to say he no longer should talk about it because he don't stay there no more and he rich now, it just sound ignorant, fam. It sound crazy. And when we talking about accountability, I agree with him on that, because rappers don't take accountability at all. And as I've been doing what I've been doing, fam, I start to realize and understand why rappers don't take accountability. Because if you really look at rappers who decide to take accountability, or people in general who decide to take accountability, it's looked at as a form of weakness. And I do see how when you do take accountability, you can be looked at differently. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, deep down, these boys probably do want to take accountability, or probably did take accountability, but they won't do it in public, for real. So that's why most street rappers who done rapped about somebody passing away or a dead op or whatever, the moment they'll say, oh, I'm changing my life or whatever the case may be, it's like they always turn back to dissing the same damn op they probably wasn't supposed to diss no more. But this new drama going on with Vlad is because Vlad decided to say something about Herb denying one of his interviews.
G Herbo, I was talking to his people about doing an interview, and ultimately he passed. But he did some podcast that got 678 views. Mm-hmm. Not 678,000, 678, less than 1,000 views. He spent an hour on this podcast, but he wouldn't do Vlad TV. But Vlad TV was interviewing him over and over again on his come up. But once he gets to a certain level, well, he don't want to do Vlad TV anymore because Vlad TV's the feds now and whatever. I feel like that's lame.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not vibing with the fact that because G Herbo declined the interview, he has to be lame. Like, why on earth would you say, fam, lame for not wanting to do an interview? I feel like that is overboard. If Famo don't want to do an interview, he don't want to do an interview. What is the big deal for real? And to me, Vlad is feeling entitled in this situation for the interview, as if just because he did an interview with a smaller creator, it's less of. I look at it as bruh did something, huge. And you never know, that person he did an interview with, that was probably something that they really wanted to do. And Herbo looked out for him, showed love to a smaller creator, man. And instead of saluting G Herbo for looking out for folks who trying to come up, you clown the fact that it only got a certain amount of views and he ain't do it with you. Now, boy, you might need a pacifier and some Similac, Vlad, because you're a little bit too hot out your femo. You need some milk. That boy, G Herbo, responded saying, Vlad, you ain't do ish for me. Like nothing at all. You think the interviews that we did in the past is what blew me up? You gotta be shitting me. You called me every time, not the other way around. I obviously had some kind of motion. I didn't even knew who the F you was when I first did an interview, I promise. I wasn't even in the loop back then. I just showed up wherever my team told me to, and I'll do another podcast and get 2 views. I do what I want to do. That's the exact reason why I'm not putting up on your goofy ass. Cause you care about views. That's why you do and ask the shit you ask. I'm not effing with it. I don't like what you represent, and you got no principle. You don't give a F about me or nobody you interview. You would get a nigga killed and sit to jail and be on the next victim you take advantage of for clicks and views. F you, buddy. What that boy G Herbo just said sound deep, personal, and it sound like it really came from the heart, for real, for real. Now, do I agree with G Herbo? Most definitely, especially after getting the reaction that he got from Vlad. It just blows me, fam. I don't agree with it at all. That ain't cool, famo. And you a little bit too entitled, for real, man. And for you to call him lame, that just what really got me throwed off. Like, I'm gone for that part. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. Bitch, I'm lame because I don't want to come with you. Boy, you're a little bit too hot out here, boy. You need some milk. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section below.